The moon. We've all seen it. It's a constant presence in our night sky, a familiar face that has inspired countless myths, legends, and even scientific inquiries throughout human history. From ancient civilizations that worshipped it as a deity, to modern-day astronomers who study its every crater and crevice, the moon has always held a special place in our collective imagination. Hanging in the sky, a pale, seemingly lifeless orb, but is it really as lifeless as it appears? For centuries, people have gazed up at the moon, pondering its mysteries and wondering what secrets it might hold. It's easy to dismiss it as just a big, gray rock, but there's so much more to our celestial neighbor than meets the eye. It's easy to think of it as just a big, gray rock, eternally circling our planet. However, the moon is a dynamic and fascinating world in its own right. Its surface is marked by vast plains, towering mountains, and deep craters, each telling a story of cosmic collisions and geological activity. And let's not forget the moon's role in influencing the tides on Earth, a crucial factor in the development of life on our planet. But there's more to our celestial neighbor than meets the eye. The moon has a rich and complex history shaped by billions of years of cosmic events. From the giant impact hypothesis, which suggests that the moon was formed from the debris of a colossal collision between Earth and a Mars-sized body, to the discovery of water ice in its permanently shadowed craters, the moon continues to surprise and intrigue us. The moon, despite its muted appearance from Earth, is surprisingly bright. This brightness is due to its surface, which is covered in a layer of fine, powdery dust called regolith. This regolith is highly reflective, bouncing sunlight back into space and making the moon shine brilliantly in our night sky. In fact, the moon is the second brightest object in the sky after the sun. Yes, you read that right, brighter than you think. The moon's albedo, or reflectivity, is about 12%, which means it reflects 12% of the sunlight that hits it. While this might not sound like much, it's enough to light up the night and cast shadows on Earth. This reflected light, known as moonlight, has been a source of wonder and inspiration for poets, artists, and dreamers for millennia. The moon isn't generating its own light, of course. Unlike the sun, which produces light through nuclear fusion, the moon simply reflects the sunlight that reaches it. This reflected light is what we see when we look up at the moon from Earth. It's a beautiful reminder of the interconnectedness of our solar system and the way celestial bodies interact with one another. It shines because its surface reflects sunlight. This process is similar to how a mirror works, bouncing light back to our eyes. The moon's surface is covered in tiny glass-like beads formed by ancient volcanic activity, which help to scatter and reflect sunlight in all directions. This is why the moon appears to glow so brightly in the night sky, even though it doesn't produce any light of its own. And while it may not look like much, that reflection is more powerful than you might imagine. Moonlight has a profound impact on our world, influencing everything from the behavior of nocturnal animals to the rhythms of human culture. It's a testament to the moon's enduring influence and the way it continues to shape our lives, even from 238,855 miles away. The moon's surface is actually quite dark, reflecting only about 12% of the sunlight that hits it. This might come as a surprise to many, considering how bright the moon appears to us from Earth. When we gaze up at the night sky, the moon often seems to shine brilliantly, almost like a beacon in the darkness, but in reality, its surface is more akin to a dimly lit, dusty mirror. That's about the same reflectivity as worn asphalt. Imagine looking at a piece of old, weathered asphalt on a sunny day. It doesn't exactly dazzle you with its brightness, does it? Yet this is a perfect analogy for the moon's surface. The comparison helps us understand just how little light the moon actually reflects. So why does it seem so bright in our night sky? The answer lies in a combination of factors. First, the sheer amount of sunlight that hits the moon is immense. The sun, our closest star, is a powerhouse of energy, emitting light that travels across the vast expanse of space to reach the moon. The answer lies in the sheer amount of sunlight bombarding the moon's surface and the proximity of our celestial neighbor. The sun's rays are incredibly potent, and even though the moon only reflects a small fraction of this light, the amount that does get reflected is still significant enough to be seen from Earth. Additionally, the moon is relatively close to us in astronomical terms, which means the light doesn't have to travel as far to reach our eyes. The sun is incredibly bright, and even though the moon reflects only a small percentage of that light, it's enough to illuminate our world. This reflected light is what gives the moon its glowing appearance in the night sky. It's a fascinating interplay of light and distance, creating a celestial mirror that has captivated humanity for millennia. The next time you look up at the moon, remember that its brilliance is a testament to the power of the sun and the unique position of our lunar companion. Have you ever seen pictures of the moon taken from space? These images often captivate us with their stark beauty, showing a celestial body that has fascinated humanity for millennia. But there's more to the moon than meets the eye. It often looks quite dark and dull. This is because the moon's surface reflects sunlight in a way that can be challenging for cameras to capture accurately. The lack of atmosphere means there's no scattering of light, which results in high contrast between the bright lunar surface and the pitch-black space. That's because cameras struggle to capture its brightness against the blackness of space. The stark contrast can lead to overexposed images where the details of the moon's surface are washed out, making it appear as a featureless, glowing orb. The human eye, however, is more adaptable and can perceive the moon's subtle shades and contrasts. When we look at the moon through a telescope or even with the naked eye, we can see a range of textures and tones that cameras often miss. In reality, the moon's surface is a tapestry of grays, browns, and even hints of color. These subtle hues are the result of various minerals and geological processes that have shaped the lunar landscape over billions of years. These colors come from different minerals present in the lunar soil. For instance, iron-rich minerals can give the soil a reddish tint, while titanium-rich areas may appear bluish. The diversity of minerals creates a complex and beautiful mosaic that tells the story of the moon's formation and evolution. It's a far cry from the lifeless gray we often perceive. The moon is a dynamic and fascinating world, full of hidden colors and secrets waiting to be discovered. Next time you gaze up at the night sky, remember that the moon is more than just a pale, distant rock. It's a vibrant and intricate part of our cosmic neighborhood. Space is a vacuum, a vast emptiness devoid of air to scatter light. This makes everything appear incredibly dark. Against this black canvas, even a dimly lit object like the moon appears strikingly bright. Imagine shining a flashlight in a brightly lit room versus a completely dark room. The beam appears much more prominent in the dark room because there's no other light competing for your attention. The same principle applies to the moon in the night sky. Section 5. Moonlight Sonata. The full moon, when the entire lunar disk is illuminated by the sun, is particularly bright. It casts distinct shadows on Earth, a testament to its luminosity. If you've ever walked under a full moon, you've experienced this firsthand. This lunar light, though less intense than sunlight, plays a crucial role in the rhythms of nature. Animals use moonlight for navigation and hunting, and plants have even adapted to utilize moonlight for photosynthesis. Section 6. Shadow play. Imagine if the moon were even brighter. What if instead of reflecting just 12% of sunlight, it reflected 100%? If the moon were as reflective as a mirror, our nights would be dramatically different. A mirror-like moon would bathe Earth in a light almost as bright as day. Shadows would be sharper and more defined. This increased luminosity would have profound effects on nocturnal animals, plant life, and even human sleep patterns. Section 7. A world of mirrors? While a super-reflective moon might seem fascinating, it would also disrupt the delicate balance of our planet's ecosystem. The rhythms of life, finely tuned over millennia to the cycle of day and night, would be thrown into disarray. Fortunately, our moon sits comfortably at 12% reflectivity, providing just the right amount of light to illuminate our nights without overwhelming the darkness. Section 8. Our cosmic companion. The moon, our constant companion, has captivated humanity for millennia. It's inspired countless myths, legends, and scientific discoveries. Its gentle light has guided travelers and dreamers alike. More than just a celestial body, the moon serves as a reminder of the vastness of the cosmos and the intricate connections that bind our universe together. Section 9. Looking up. So the next time you find yourself gazing up at the night sky, take a moment to appreciate the moon's understated beauty. Remember that this seemingly dull gray orb is a celestial marvel, reflecting sunlight across the vastness of space and illuminating our world with its ethereal glow. The moon, brighter than you think, continues to inspire wonder and ignite our curiosity about the universe we inhabit.